Welcome to MindShare TV. I'm your host, Robert Martellacci, founder of MindShare Learning. And today we're thrilled to give you a special sneak peek into the Future of Education Technology Conference, or FETC, which is happening January 14th to 17th in Orlando, Florida. We're proud to be media partners. And joining me today is Jennifer Womble, chair of the FETC and a passionate advocate for educational innovation and technology integration. Jennifer, welcome to the show today.
Thank you so much for having me, Robert. I am incredibly grateful for our partnership, for all of the Canadian companies and the school personnel who come to FETC in January, and for this partnership that we've had for many years. I was just trying to remember, FETC started in 1981, but I think our partnership started pretty soon after.
Not too long after. Since the Learning Company days, I think I've been at about 28 FETC. So not all of them, but I know we look a lot younger than we are. So. But a little bit about Jennifer. She is the chair of the Future Education Technology Conference, a leading event for exploring the intersection of education and technology. With over 2 decades of expertise in education and leadership, Jennifer has been instrumental in curating, transforming learning experiences, fostering global education collaboration, and driving discussions on the future of EdTech. Under her leadership, FETC is now in its 43rd year, has become a must-attend event for educators, administrators, technology leaders, and we get a lot of Canadians who enjoy coming up as well, or down as well, to FETC. Jen, thank you again. We were just in Florida at a CEO leaders in EdTech celebration in advance of the holidays. It was so great to see you there. It really is about the human connection as well, isn't it?
100%. And what an exciting time to be in EdTech. I don't think there's ever been a time, I mean, you and I both, over 30 years now in this industry, has there ever been so much evolution of products, of opening up of minds about how we can redesign schools, opening up of all these new and exciting technologies. So it was really nice to come down to Florida and get a chance to kind of talk and brainstorm about those things. And definitely, I think this is probably one of the most exciting times that we're going to have in ed tech. And that's why we need to be together, because it's human first, right? We need to make these strategic decisions together, and we need to share our strategies. And you got to be together to do that.
And speaking of humans first, you've got an incredible lineup of presenters. Talk to us about the theme for this year and what inspired it, and who some of the speakers might be. And I'm going to share my screen for
absolutely. So we have been focusing a lot lately on infinite possibilities. You know, the last few years we've been talking about personalized learning and what can we do to increase the equality between resources and students and different things like that. But really what we're finding now with new technologies is it's infinite. There is no end. And what you do is design strategies that match your district and really personalize to help the needs of your students. So FETC has always been dedicated overall to the mission of implementation of technology to improve education. So we have not stopped that, but we do that by building a human community together and working together. So there's definitely some hot topics this year, but let's talk about the track. So this year, our tracks include district leaders. So you might see some new faces here. So Mark Coville is going to represent CTE. We have a whole strand of CTE sessions this year. Florida just got $451 million for their CTE programs. That's a trend across the United States. So we definitely wanted to feature speakers on that topic.
And I'm a big fan of CTE. You know, I had a great experience in high school. Unfortunately, got grease all over my painter pants when I went into my first day of auto mechanics specializing. And I ended up going to Mr. Daci saying, Mr. Daci, I'm going into business. That's right. That was my TSN turning point.
True. But you know what? That grease on your pants taught you problem solving and critical thinking and collaboration. And that's really what those programs are about. Also, we are so excited to have Michael Nagler, only superintendent in the country. Every single ninth grader in his district takes the AP computer science course. So he is an expert at designing strategies across all of K-12. Of course, Jill and Nika are great. We also, if you'll scroll down, we have a school leader track. So we have something based on what your role in the school is. So Anthony Hamlin is a former superintendent, and so is Mary, working hard to train principals and equip district and school leaders. So I'm really excited. AJ Giuliani is always a treat. So you can see the level of thought leadership this year on helping build leadership capacity.
And how about fellow Canadian George Couros? We don't want to leave him out.
Exactly. And ironically, who now lives in Orlando.
Yes. He's going to throw the Canada party. I'm going to tell him that.
Exactly. He and his brother are great Canadian citizens. In our classroom leaders track this year, we're really helping teachers understand things like AI and personalization, literacy, how cybersecurity impacts classrooms. So Victoria Thompson, of course, a STEM expert. Jake can teach just about any skill you ever needed to know. Laura has some inspiration and a lot of collaboration schools. And I have to tell you, I have been trying to get Chris Woods for years to come to FETC. He is the most dedicated teacher. He doesn't leave the classroom, but he is, if you follow him on Twitter, he is the most prolific STEM teacher with the most examples.
Wow.
So I'm so excited to have him here this year. And that's a first. The next track that we have this year is really exciting, and a few more faces that you might see. We have the coaching track. Then we also have a librarian track this year. In our librarian leaders track, it's also combined with a little bit of school security, because Diana Hansky is one of my speakers this year. And she is from, some of you might remember the incident at Marjorie Stoneman. She was the librarian at the school when that incident happened. It saved 55 students. And she now will be coming with her dog along with her. So talking about wellness and health. We also have an inclusion track, and who's doing a huge inclusion summit in partnership with CAST this year, which I'm really excited about. And then brand new this year, the esports track. So we've got esports leaders from all over the country. This is the hottest growing trend. People using resource labs in schools to build media and esports teams to teach kids skills that they are using literally right out of the gate, whether it's streaming, shouting, mixing, just playing that they're doing. But we're excited to add that track this year too. So I want to say all of these together, along with your IT leaders, are what's really important on your campus. So the thing with FETC is you and I go to events all year. We go to A and see our superintendents. We go to COSIN and see our CIOs. But what FETC is trying to do, we partner with them because at our event, we want everyone on your team to be there to make a holistic strategy about what's best for your district and what's best for your school. So we want everybody on your team, your teachers, your department heads, your principals. We want everybody to come to the table and have an experience in professional development that will build something serious for your district.
Talk to me about your keynote speakers.
Yeah, I'm super excited this year for our keynote. So Guy Kawasaki will be with us as our opening keynote this year. Not only is he coming, but we are giving away 3,000 copies of his book. I think if you scroll down here, you'll see, if you're not a follower of his podcast, please, I highly recommend Remarkable People is his podcast. And if you scroll just a little more, you'll see his book. We're going to give away the first 3,000 people who registered are going to get a hard copy of his book at registration. And so really talking about what does it mean as a human to help others become remarkable, which that's what our teachers and administrators are doing every day. So he's fantastic. He'll open the event. On the second morning.
Did I say legend?
Legend.
I saw him speak at South by Southwest EDU about 8 years ago now. And he was the brand ambassador for Canva at the time.
He still is.
I came back from out of the conference and I told my colleague, let's start using Canva some 8 years ago. And we've never stopped. And they were a sponsor at our summit. And thank you for coming to our Canadian EdTech Summit. That was the first for you.
I would not miss it.
We loved having you and sharing your story.
Absolutely. Well, I want to talk about sharing stories. On Thursday of FETC this year, Sapa Quinoa is going to be with us. And she, as many people know, she has a brand new book coming out on design thinking, leveraging AI. And what's really interesting is her angle on the keynote was not just about teaching people the steps of the process of strategizing design thinking. We're actually going to be doing a full example during the session, and we're bringing in a school district from Texas, Forney
Incredible.
School District. Their superintendent and their teachers and CAOs will be there talking about what they've done in their district as an example. So she's going to be walking people through what design thinking is, how districts can leverage AI to build strategy. And so also she'll be doing a book signing and giving away 200 of her books right after her
Amazing.
keynote. Amazing. And it's the first time it'll be released. So we're super excited. And then our final day is our all-time favorite, TechShare Live. Adam Bello, Adam Fail, and Leslie Fisher just are amazing. They've been doing this for about 6 years now. They bring the very best tools, gadgets, tricks, tips, latest new things that literally they will show in kind of a very speedy way, but it's stuff you can use the very next day. It's definitely implementation focused. It's classroom focused. A lot of times they're providing resources and they get a lot of discount codes and fun things. But this is a don't miss session. As a matter of fact, it's grown to an hour and a half because they have so
Incredible.
much to share among the three of them, and they fill the time and people want more. So really amazing and powerful. But, in addition to those keynotes, we have mega sessions. So we've worked
Right.
really hard to curate people like Ken Shelton and Holly Clark and Matt Miller. And even this year, we have Ron Chandler, the head of education for Apple, who put on these
Incredible.
mega sessions and try to give us a peek into the latest, the greatest, the thought leadership, kind of give you the cutting edge on what trends are coming.
I mean, you're remarkable in how you've pulled together so many incredible leaders in key topic areas. Talk to me about infusing AI. You've got one of the keynotes. It was a talk of our social gathering last weekend. You can't go anywhere without talking about AI, but there is a process to integrating AI. It's about digital transformation. And as we talked earlier, it's about human connection and leveraging AI. Talk to me about your perspective on that and how it's being infused in this summit.
So what we're hoping is that the event is actually a role model for what districts are doing. AI will be embedded in the event into conversations, and there'll be people using it throughout, just like we're all using it throughout the day. But we're also trying to forge some really serious conversations as AI is evolving about what education needs to do to prepare for it. So we know, number one, there's a lot of work to be done next year on AI literacy, making sure our parents, our students, our faculty are aware really what AI is, what the capabilities are, and then how it can be leveraged. And then how do we redesign the learning experience with this new technology? We need to look at assessments. We need to look at the school day. We need to look at flexibility of assignments. So some of those deep conversations about policy, we have brought districts from all over the country. LACOE will be here talking about their specific plans. If you're one of the largest districts in the country, you have to kind of set the bar. We only have about 26 of our states currently have AI policy. So districts are out there trying to look and figure this out right now. There's a lot to learn. So we want to make sure that what we're doing is providing people in these thought leadership positions who have designed strategies and putting them in front of you to say, here's an example of how you can do it. Here's an example of the policy. Here's an example of what's happening in our industry. And so hopefully these conversations are going to be really rich. So we don't want everything to be titled AI, but we want people to have this as a background piece to understand that we want to leverage it. But at the end of the day, it's the humans at the center. The students are human centered. What we do is going to be making sure that the future is bright for those students, right? Regardless of what technologies they're using in the future. But we need to change how we're educating now to prepare those students. So I think these conversations are going to be rich. There's going to be a lot to be said across a lot of different channels. If you are a media specialist, how you're leveraging AI is different than if you're in esports. If you are a superintendent looking to cut costs in your district, that's different than your CIO using AI as your chatbot, who's now your help desk. So we might be repositioning people in the district. So we need to share those ideas and strategies, hear what other people are doing, because a lot of people are making a plan right now for what's going to happen.
Well said. FETC is a great place for networking and exploring cutting edge technologies. What are some of the exciting exhibitors or innovative products that attendees could expect to see?
So what's super interesting is our exhibit floor is so large that people sometimes get overwhelmed. There's 460 companies, so it's really large. So this year, one of the things we've done to help attendees be really intentional is we obviously have the list out already. The map is out already. We want people to take advantage of the resources we're putting out, but we also have designed expo hall tours. So we have featured speakers who are leading tours to their favorite companies and really role modeling. How do you talk to partners? How do you talk to vendors? What are some of the questions you have? Because the more we can help our vendor partners understand the school needs and have that partnership built, the better the products will be. And ultimately, the better students will be served. So being there, sometimes people are there to learn what are the new updates on the products we have? What are the new versions coming out? We are positioned in January every year on purpose because school districts have to have their budget ready for February for their school board meetings for the next year. So we want everybody to see the latest products, the newest versions, the most updates, so they can make decisions about buying for the following year. So because it's the beginning of the year, we're also very lucky that a lot of companies have a brand new to market device or tool or update. So you get to a lot of times see the very cutting edge products that are coming. So this year is going to be a lot of fun, but I will have to say a couple of things. On Thursday is a not miss day because we offer lunch to all of our participants. And lunch is hosted on the show floor. So you can actually eat with vendor partners. You can eat with your staff. You can stop and reflect. We halt all the content upstairs just so everyone can have lunch together and do some reflection and really look at these tools deeply. On Wednesday, we do a 3-hour expo hall time with open bar, which is really nice, right? So we want you to spend time in there. We want you to get to know each other and really think of them as a partner in this learning process. We're going to need these companies and these products to really help leverage our students in the coming years, and building those partnerships is super important.
And speaking of partnerships, we've got our Canadian Connection. It's going to be our 31st Can-Am Celebration of Excellence meetup, partnering opportunities on the Thursday at 5:30 p.m. in the atrium in the convention hall, which we've always enjoyed partnering with you on this and bringing together Canadian ed tech and education leaders along with our U.S. friends and colleagues. And of course, it wouldn't be a Can-Am event without singing our national anthems. It's become a great tradition.
And also without that beautiful sunset. So this location is in the glass building. It's the most beautiful sunset in the whole facility, I swear. And we do enjoy this partnership. And I feel like it's almost a little kumbaya moment because you realize you're not alone. So the thing about a lot of times people in schools feel like they're in a little silo, they're in their own school. But when you come to a conference, you see that there's all of these people in all these other countries too, who are trying to make progress in education. And I think your event is the perfect demonstration of bringing new companies that come to the Pitch Fest and their startups, bringing veterans who've been down this road, and everybody joining together to say, hey, we're in this together and we need to use strategies and share with each other to help everybody move forward. So I think you're role modeling exactly what we'd like to be happening all over the country.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. And traditionally, we get some 200 plus Canadian leaders and edtechs coming down. How many countries approximately are represented? Because it's not just Canada, but we do bring the most proudly of foreign delegates. But how many? Mexico, I know, is well represented, and other countries as well.
Definitely. So all 50 states for sure, and all of our territories. We have a large Caribbean population and a lot from South America. So last year we were at 68 countries. So incredible. Definitely there are, and the Mideast has been sending lots of folks. We have an entire group coming from Korea this year. Wow. Korea is really cutting edge on what they're doing with AI in schools. So we can learn from them as much as they can learn from us. So we're really excited that international flavor and all the way across the country, you can get the very best ideas from other people who are already doing them. So, a lot of times we just need to open our ears and our minds and hear what's working so that we can better serve our own students too.
Absolutely. It's never been a more exciting time to be in education. So, for those who are kind of sitting on the fence, any inspiration? You're 30 days away, I
Yes.
believe,
Yes.
which I can
Yep.
relate to that when we were hosting ours. It's so exciting, a little daunting when you're the organizer, but
It is. It
so
is.
exciting. And talk to me about any inspiration that might put them over the top and deciding. I think there's still an early bird.
Yes.
It ends this Friday, is it?
That's right. So early bird ends this Friday. I would say if you are just thinking about, something you need for your staff, first of all, it's mid-year inspiration. People have been working hard all year. So January gives you a chance to kind of refresh, regroup, hear a lot of new ideas that can push you through to the end of the year. So that mid-year inspiration is really important. It's also really important to be building your budget for the next year. We're 25, 26 budgets are being built. So you need to see what's coming to market, what is happening, what are these latest trends. I will tell you, we have added, and just this week, a couple of sessions focusing on policy changes next year. People are interested in knowing what are the fiscal policy changes we might anticipate with, a change in presidential office and a change in the policies. So come and hear what people are anticipating and predicting is going to happen with these national models to really prepare and build strategy around it. And besides, these people will also earn 35 hours of PD credit. So for a lot of our administrators and educators, they need to renew their
Incredible.
licenses. So 35 hours is a lot. So you're staying ahead of trends, you're the latest developments. And as a bonus, you're building your own professional network that will carry you all through the year. And as we travel throughout the year, we see people we have met all year long from FETC. So those relationships that you build on site, that community, they're with you year round. So whether we're doing
Brilliant.
webinars or reading articles, right? You understand and have a connection to them and what's happening. Plus, those are your go-to people to find out how to do things. So definitely come and build that community.
With that, Jennifer Womble, I know you have a few things to get back to ensure this is T's are dotted, I's are dotted, T's are crossed, and we have a fabulous event. How many delegates typically I've seen in the past? 10,000 plus. It's not a
Absolutely.
small.
Absolutely.
It's not small, but it's very spacious, and
Yes.
the human connection is alive and well. And it's about building community and that PLN. After 28 years, I have an extensive PLN. Every
Exactly.
20 feet I walk pretty much at the convention center, I run into someone I know, which makes you feel so much at home. And I'd love to spend more time in Florida. So that's
Yes.
another
Well, and
incentive.
I'll say where you have to be intentional about it. It's not easy, but what we do is, as a matter of fact, right now, anyone who's already registered for the conference, they can go into our webpage and set up their schedule on the My Planner. So the
Perfect.
nice thing about that is we are completely BYOD. Everybody's expected to have their own device there and engage, right? So it's all hands on. But at the same time, you can go ahead and build your schedule now. One of the things I hope you'll put on there is the orientation session. So Wednesday morning, we want to try to bring each person by track together, help you build that network, help you build your PLN in the room on Wednesday morning. Here's the people in your track. Here's the people that can help you year round. And then throughout the time, by using that track method with all the different offices or roles that you're in, a big conference can feel a little bit easier, right? Can feel smaller because you are with the people who have the same concerns as you do and the same goals as you do. So throughout the conference, then you are building that network the entire time. So build that schedule now. Don't wait till you're busy when you get back. That's really exciting. And then also be intentional about coming to the conference. Know what your PD goals are, know what you're looking for, and then ask people a lot of questions. I think that's the most important thing you can do. Talk to the people on both sides of you in each session room. And it's not just about making friends, but it's also about making good choices for students for the future. So that's why we're there.
Well said. Thank you so much. Grateful for our partnership. We're looking forward to bringing our Canadian EdTech trade mission of a dozen or so companies. It's not too late to register with us. Reach out to me, reach out to Matt Waldron. Thank you, Jennifer Womble, for giving us this exciting sneak peek to FETC 2025. It's clear that your conference this year will be another great groundbreaking event especially infused with AI. To our listeners, don't miss your chance to be part of this transformative experience. Stay tuned to MindShare TV for more insights and updates on the future of education technology. Jennifer, thank you so much again.
Thank you.
My name is Robert Martellacci. Until next time, stay healthy, stay safe, and keep the learning curve steep.
Thank you so much.